Welcome to the Burrow. It's your host, Lala Bunny, head trader at Bimbo Trading Academy. And the topic of today's video is start today. And specifically, I'm talking about starting a YouTube channel. So if you are contemplating starting or you've just recently begun, this video is for you. So why should you start today? This is not some motivational video. The actual point of this is just practical advice. You actually have to start today because of how long it takes. So I've heard that hitting the 4 month mark is a sweet spot. So a lot of creators have said that after 4 months, their videos start to pop. The algorithm picks up their videos. And the reason for this is because it's harder with new channels. They don't have enough information to figure out who your audience is, so they want to make sure. I think they also just don't trust new people yet. They want to make sure these people aren't gonna, like, they what if they really promote a channel and then it posts some really offensive content or really dangerous or violent content? Then that's really not a good look for YouTube or for the advertisers. So they kind of want to feel you out for a little bit. Now, I have heard of people getting monetized in their first month. That's fantastic, but that's not how it works for most people. So, um, YouTube is an exercise in delayed gratification because you put in a lot of work up front and you may or may not. The thing is, you don't even know if you're going to reap the rewards. So what you need to do is set up your channel, which means you need to come up with the name for your channel and like a profile picture or logo. If you are nervous, you can start posting on private, and then when you're ready, you can release those videos. Now, this will just help you get comfortable with the platform and with posting. You have to learn how to tag all your content, everything like that. YouTube is unpaid labor, labor of love. So again, you do this knowing you may never get paid for it, so it's more of like a hobby. Even if you want it to become your profession one day, it's very tricky because just because you want something doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. But it could turn into, I don't think anyone ever regrets their YouTube channel because it could turn into something else that does lead to monetization in some other way, shape, or form later down the line. Also, you need time to experiment. So you might find out that even the initial channel that you created, you might actually want to branch off and start a separate channel. And there's no way to figure that out until you just actually start. Um, the monetization steps are not instantaneous. So even if, let's say, the first video you post goes viral, you don't get paid that day, not even at all. So what you need to do is set up and get approved for AdSense, reach at least $10, then you verify your identity, and then you will verify your PIN, which will be sent in the mail. And on Reddit, I've heard of a lot of people who can't even, they their mail they get mailed the pin and like the post office isn't delivering it to them. I don't know if it's because their address or a PO box or something, but sometimes this pin gets delayed. And I've really heard of a story where a person was asking the post office, like, hey, is my pin here? They said they mailed it, where is it? And no one could help them. And then there was like another staff at the post office that ended up helping them, and their pin had been sitting there for like 2 months, and this person was checking once a week, going to the post office asking for it, and like they just couldn't locate it for some reason, or they didn't try. So yeah, that's where you could get held up. So YouTube is going to mail you a pin to, or I don't know if it's technically Google because it's Google AdSense, but they're going to mail you a pin. That's how you're going to get paid. Then you have to hit the $100 earnings threshold. So even if you make $10, you can't access it yet. You can only cash out after you hit 100. And you will also be paid out the following month. I think it said something on the 20th or the 21st of a month. So like, even if you hit the $100, you got to wait for it. So based on all this timing, it could take a month or two to get paid. So my advice, don't quit your day job. So like if you rely on, if you want to rely on this for bills, if you really need it for money, you have to kind of keep working until you have to do this as a side hustle until it takes off. Also, like, what happens if it takes off for 1 month, you get paid, you're like, oh, I could do this. And then there's like a lull, and then you don't get paid for the next few months. How are you going to survive that? So, if you're not independently wealthy, if you're a working class person who needs money to pay their rent and bills, then, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe you could do a part-time job and do YouTube part-time. That seems like the best kind of mix because YouTube takes time. it's probably hard to do it as a full-time, to have a full-time job and do YouTube. Um, but it just depends on everyone. Everyone has a unique situation. Maybe the luckiest thing would be if you have a spouse who's working, because that way the family's income doesn't rely 100% on you. So it's tricky. And the point is that it's not like a regular paycheck. So if someone's used to getting a regular paycheck, it's a harsh adjustment when you could have high earnings one month and really low earnings the next month. Okay, so figure out how you're going to survive until the payments start coming in any kind of consistent basis. What will you do if the payments are small? So what if you finally get monetized, but your first check is like $100? I mean, that doesn't get you too far in this economy. So just think about what you're going to do as you continue to pursue your dream. Um, Also, keep in mind, YouTube can change its policies and requirements at any time. You don't necessarily have job security with the YouTube Partner Program. So get it while it's good. I heard, earnings are good right now, but they could change. The formula could change. You could get paid less. And so it's really tricky. So that's another reason to start today. Start today while the payments are still good, because you never know in the future what that's going to be like. I've also heard of channels getting demonetized. I've also heard of violations, community strikes, things, the whole channel, like they have to start a new channel. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong. So to be prepared for this, maybe having multiple channels is a good idea so you can pivot if you need to. Focus on skill development so you can pivot if need be. So that's it. I know my face looks funny. I just tried out this new little filter called Lightning. I was like, that looks dope. I'm kind of obsessed with being like a superhero. I feel like this looks, it doesn't go on that side. I just did this to be silly and unique and different. And I don't know. This is just me. I like to experiment with this stuff. So, my advice, start today, because you don't know how long it could take or if it ever will. So you don't lose anything by starting out. And as you make videos, you figure out what's going right, what's going wrong, what you want to change. I've heard people say that the first 100 videos don't even count. Some people it takes like 10 videos to get monetized. Some people it takes 1,000. You never know which one is going to be for you. So you kind of have to start today, because if you're one of those people that it's going to take years to get monetized, it's kind of like the saying that the best time to plant a tree, like, was yesterday or 10 years ago. And then the second best time is now, is today. So the best time would be the past. Like, don't you wish you started YouTube in like 1990? No, it wasn't out yet. 2000, whatever. I want to say 2005. Let's look it up together. When was YouTube founded? That's what we'll get. When was YouTube founded? But I don't know when they started the partner program. Okay, so it was 2005, February 14th, Valentine's Day 2005 in San Mateo, California. YouTube was founded. But uh let me see when they started let me see if I have information on this. When did YouTube start its partner program? I don't know why it's saying, let's see. Okay, 2007. So, in December 2007, YouTube launched the partner program, which allows channels that meet certain metrics, currently 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the past year, to run ads on their videos and earn money by doing so. The more you know. Happy trading, and I hope to see your channel soon. If you are starting a new YouTube channel, leave a comment. And I actually can't subscribe on my page because I've subscribed to too many, but I have other channels, and I will go and I will subscribe to your channel because I want to encourage all the small creators and people just starting out. So good luck and happy trading.